Hi guys, Halo Wars Delta here. I'm doing a commentary battle for the Napoleon Total War fan group. This is the Battle of Austerlitz, Napoleon's fourth battle in his general career. The enemy are Russians and Austrians. We have the right flank, the village, and we have this left embankment on the left flank. The Russians have the hill advantage and the Austrians also have a hill advantage, but not as big as the Russians. So on my right flank I moved these cavalry forward. I was going to have a little defence here, but then later on I thought otherwise, as this cavalry unit gets absolutely destroyed by this foot artillery, killing 12 men in one hit. Now my artillery is firing on the enemy cavalry advancing here. The artillery on my right flanks attacking the enemy who are advancing down the hill. I also move forward 4 units of line infantry, 1 grenadier of the line, a fusilier, National Guard and another fusilier of line. They're going to attack the Austrians, which have 1 unit of cuirassiers, their general on their left flank, just general staff, and they have about 4 units of German fusiliers in the trees here, which are hidden. I also have a Moonlight cavalry unit here, a Moonlight cavalry here with a cuirassier unit which move up with the infantry. I've got a grenadier of the line on this middle left flank with a fusilier of line, 2 National Guards here, and on my right flank of the middle I've got another fusilier of line with Napoleon. Back here I moved across a cuirassier from the middle, and from the start of the battle there were already 2 cuirassier units. Here's the one I moved up which lost lots of men, 24 men. 1 artillery shot hit here and another here. Meanwhile my artillery is firing onto the advancing infantry. Not doing any damage at this point in time. Meanwhile, I have a mini flanking manoeuvre going on. I've got my main little force advancing straight up the hill whilst I've got this unit shooting flanking fire on to this cavalry unit. I'll then move 1 of these cavalry around the flank here, and later on I think I might have 1 moving on my right flank. Now I have these 2 units on the bank here, so if the enemy do choose to walk over, I'll be able to give fire. I have these 3 units ready to charge over to counter the enemy infantry. Now really I shouldn't really just bulk up my men here, I should really take these 2 units, reinforce the right, push around with some units from behind, and flank the hill with a couple of units. But I do this a real defensive mission, this one. And this is also on the silver standard eagle setting. I think it's hard. So now I'm moving all my forces up even further, so I'm in range of the Austrians. Now the Russians are getting very close now. Now they've got a foot artillery unit firing from the hill. They've also got another foot artillery firing. They've got 2 units of dragoons and 2 units of cuirassiers. Now you can see my fusiliers of line have opened fire on the flank of the cuirassiers. And the sound volume isn't that loud as I had to edit it so you could actually hear me. graphics in Napoleon are awesome compared to Empire. The uniforms, the visual effects, the light blooming, everything's just 100 times better. Now the firefight has begun in the middle of my right flank. So I charged this Cuirassier unit into this Grenadier unit, opening fire on my National Guard, inflicting lots of casualties. This Fusiliers line is winning against this Musketeer unit, but I charged a Cuirassier unit in anyway to quicken the defeat of the Russian infantry. I also moved the damage unit of Cuirassiers to the left flank to go on a flanking manoeuvre. At this point the Russian now goes on a hasty attack with his cavalry, which I used my artillery against him, succeeding in hitting his dragoon unit. At this point on my left flank we've killed the Austrian cavalry, slaughtering them, and then I move round to advance on the flank of the hidden German Fusiliers. I also moved this Cuirassier unit round the back, and this Mumlak cavalry to support the right flank here and the middle. Now going back to the right flank, we've got the Russians which have formed square, and my Cuirassiers retreating. I've got one Cuirassier unit into this Grenadier unit, bringing in another to give off a hasty blow, which succeeds in taking the Grenadier morale right down.
Our men are running, sir.
And luckily we rout the Grenadiers, but unfortunately one of my Cuirassier units start to rout. So now the Russians have not attacked on my left flank, they've done a mad dash into the middle, with my artillery opening fire, dead on straight, fortunately not firing too high and missing. Two units of the two Cuirassier units have flanked on the rightish flank, with the dragoons now following, as they've just realised they couldn't get through there, because the fire would have been too great. And now the Austrians are getting surrounded. Fortunately, for some reason they formed square, a walking mini square. So I try and pull my cavalry back as quick as possible. Doesn't really succeed. And I form this hasty line which isn't in the right formation, it's just horrible. So I now rout one German Fusilier unit which was in the square. This unit's been held up by this unit, very annoyingly, because I can't retreat properly. I then spam my unit out on my right flank properly, and then I charge this Mumlak unit into the General Staff unit. Now on the right flank, my cavalry has been routed, but succeeded in routing 2 units of Russian line infantry. So now I can concentrate these 2 units onto that unit, bringing Napoleon Bonaparte in to boost the morale. And now my Mumlak's charging into the General Staff. This unit is now formed up, this Fusilier unit has now started to form up on the flank, as I've now trying to retreat the Cuirassiers out of combat zone of this German Fusilier unit. So luckily, just bringing Napoleon at the last minute.
Our men are
moves
running.
Our men are running, sir!
I didn't realise that the Russian general has just come into the fray. So I now boost this Fusilier of line with inspiration. Now the left flank has really got deadly now. So now we've killed the Russian general. So I think this is the end of part 1 and part 2
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
soon. So thank you for watching part 1 of the Battle of Austerlitz for the Napoleon Total War fan group. Thank you for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe. Thank you.